Hey everyone, welcome back to another Zwift race, competing in the Zwift Olympic Virtual Series. This is a chase race. There's my stats, bike selection, going Tron bike, and in the Olympic Virtual Series, you are assigned a jersey. I love it. Looks good. Olympic colors on there. So chase race means the D category starts before us. They get a 3-minute head start. I'm racing in the C category here. We try and chase the D category. We also try and stay away from the A and B categories behind us. The Bs will start 3 minutes behind us. So hard start is always in a Zwift race, but not impossibly hard. Want to get things rolling quickly. I'm putting on the rear view here to make sure. What I don't want is to gap anybody off real bad. You really want to work as a group, work together to try and catch those D riders in front of you and stay away from the Bs who are going to be coming fast and coming hard. So anyhow, it's strung out. It's still a hard start, but not impossibly hard. The point should be to stay together as a group. The point is not to drop anyone in the first 500 meters, first kilometer. You want this group staying together deep into the race, working well together, taking turns on the front, pushing and extending into or eating into the gap of the Ds in front of you, and hopefully holding off those Bs from behind. So I actually pushed out there on the start. I don't know if I went much over 450 watts, and now I'm kind of settling in. I actually kind of wish we would started and I didn't push that as hard as I did. If you look in the mini map, there's a big group behind us and just this little gap that's opening up. I was paying attention to that, and I kind of wish we had, another 20 riders or so. You can see there are 81 riders in this race. I don't know if that's registered or actually racing, but yeah. So goals for the race coming in for me were pretty simple. I wanted to work hard. Number one goal was to stay away from the Bs, try and have a winning C group. Didn't care how I individually placed within the group. If I slayed myself and killed myself and got at least one, if not a group of C riders, by doing a ton of work myself across the finish line in front of all of the Bs, I would be happy. That was the first goal. Secondary goal was to just obviously place as well as I could. So anyhow, so I had a hard start there, pushed the pace, and I'm going to take some hard pulls, as you'll see, through the beginning of this race and really get things moving as best I can. And not very long pulls, but, I'm near the front here and not on the front, but I'm doing 350, 340 plus watts up near the front group. I'm going to stay up there. I'm a bigger rider. I create a good draft, and you get up here and get with some of these lead guys and even fully take the lead and put your nose in the wind on the front. Those things help, and it moves the group, and we're doing 43K an hour right now, which is moving along good. Start finish line, you're going to see a lot of rainbow color, the UCI and Virtual Olympic Series banner. So pretty cool of Zwift to do this. I like it. And here we go. I'm taking a nice strong pull. You'll see I try and flip to the rear view camera, and I ramp up and into the 400 watt neighborhood. I don't snap hard. Again, I'm working for these guys here. You don't want to create a gap. So you'll notice my power kind of went 330, 350, 370, 390, touching 400 maybe. And ramping up into it. I want to pull these guys along. I don't want to snap hard and create a gap. And then you see me shut down the power, drop below 150, let someone else take over on the front. I don't know if anyone else was really conscientiously working that hard like I was. And then I snap back up to about 350 watts to rematch the pace of the group, settle in, let the power slowly come back down, and hopefully take in some recovery in the middle of a very big group. So I think we've done good to keep this group here for the first 5 minutes, and it's a sizable group. Makes you believe we can stay away and catch the D's easily and stay away from the B's. But those B's are fast. You know, they're a lot faster than us. So I'm still working near the front a little bit, not all the way on the front. And I think I was a little frisky early because I'm going to take another pull here if I recall correctly. And yep, I'm near the front. Why not? Let's just ramp it up. 340, 360, and right on up 370. Really push the pace up front. Sooner we catch the D's, catch a quick draft and slingshot through them, and make it really hard and really discouraging for the B's when the gap is not coming down. And once again, drop off, settle in, take in a bit of recovery. Heart rate's over 170 already. This course, I didn't even know what course we were on, to be honest with you. I joined this very last minute. The Tick Tock is very flat, so there's barely a gradual rise out of the desert. And then you've got the gradual rise out of the tunnels, but these are all draftable climbs, you know, at 2, 3, 4% maybe. That's all very draftable. So I'm going to fast forward through some of this. But just another couple minutes, and here I am on the front again, and I'm going to put in, 390, 400 watts, and put in a bit of work once again on the front and try and help tow this field. This is a good pull. You have another rider still in front of me at 400 watts. Look at that. I'm sure I'll pull through at 400 watts, so there we go. Take the lead, make sure I'm not creating a gap. Make sure the guys are still on my wheel, and then shut it down. Let them jump past me before I spin back up. And recover. I'm going to rinse and repeat several times. You'll see this, and then a little surge to match the speed of the group and recover. But you're going to see me do this several times. So I was truly kind of like team time trial strategy, taking very deliberate, very hard, 400, 380 watts, 400 watts is anaerobic for me. So that's very deliberate on my part. And sure enough, I just wander my way back to the front at 280 watts here. And see, do I put in? Yeah, I put in another effort. Back up over 400 again, 420 even. So these are some strong C's. It's a big group, which helps with the draft. But the guys at the front are very strong C category racers. I'd like to think I'm strong as well, taking those pulls. And settle into recover. So we'll fast forward here in a second once again, and I think we pick up at the small, it's hard to even call it a climb, the small rise up and out of the desert area here. Get the nice wildflowers. So this whole first lap, I'm still thinking, take pulls, work hard, stay away from the B's. Who cares if you work harder than anybody else and kill yourself and burn yourself out? Oh, so this isn't even the rise. This is just another pull. Again, another strong, hard pull. Getting everybody behind me. Helping the group out, had no thoughts of how I would individually place, didn't care if I killed myself in the process. There we go, and shut it back down. So not very long pulls at 400 watts. I can't do, repeated 1 minute long pulls, but I don't know if that was 20, 30 seconds, somewhere right around in there. And I wasn't on any kind of timer like I would be in a team time trial where, everybody agrees to take a 30-second pull. I'm just out in a road race here. So whatever I felt comfortable doing, I went ahead and did, and recovered until I felt good enough to take another pull. And here we go, gentle rise out of the desert area. Like I said, we're only talking 3%. Still a hard effort, you still 300 plus, 320 to 350, I think, most of the time when we were climbing this little rise. But, I don't get hung up on 3%. That's not really a hill. Even right now, we're doing 32 kilometers an hour. That's still at a draftable pace. You're still getting the benefits of the draft. It's purely based on speed. So yeah, sure, you're not getting as good of a draft as you would at 42, but at 32, you are still getting a draft, and it's still working for you. The guys on the front are working harder than you. My biggest fear was this is still too early. You don't want to drop all of your weaker riders this early in the race. You want to keep a big group, and one of the guys even puts up in the chat to regroup. I'm very thankful that he did at the top of this climb, because I was thinking the same exact thing. I even start to kind of drop back a little bit, wanting the group to come back together. And of course, I don't want to lose touch with a front group if it breaks apart. But at the same time, anything I can do to help as we roll downhill and into the flats. I may have even stopped pedaling here. Yeah, I start to see gaps behind me, and I'm thinking, oh, I want these guys to come with us. I want a bigger group, as big a group as possible. And thank goodness the guys behind do put in 4 to 7 watt per kilo bits of work and close it up behind us. And I hung out right here in the back, and just as they come back into touch with us. So we pick up, I don't know, 7 or 8 more riders who put in a bit of work to catch back on with us. And we keep rolling through the flats nice and quick. So you don't want to lose touch. Look at our speed, 56, 57 kilometers an hour. That would be deadly. There'd be no way to get back onto a big group through these flats. So I sit in, kind of touch the front on the downhill and just soft pedal, don't really pull onto the flat. And here we are in the flat through the tunnel. Again, up in the front, top few wheels, and I decide, okay, I'll give it a go again. 390, 400 watts. Love doing the rear view mirror. You guys have seen this several times now in this race. Number 6 on your keyboard gives you this rear view mirror. I made sure I was not gapping anyone, smoothly rolling into my power, and smashing pedals hard at 400 watts. Boom, kill the power, drop back in the group, surge to match pace once again, and back on pace with the group, settle in and recover. So we come through the bottom flat of the tunnel, and that leads us to the small climb out of the tunnel. Another effort. Fun course, pretty flat, favors me as a bigger guy with reasonable power for a C category rider, and a good sprint finish. Still here, we haven't finished a lap. We're only 20 minutes in, and we have not, in my mind, by any means, secured ourselves from getting away. So I'm not even thinking for a second about anything else other than staying away from the B group riders. So I sit in after climbing up and out of the tunnels for at least a few more minutes, I was starting to get tired here. Heart rate was definitely staying up in the 170s for a while. Felt like I'd been doing easily my fair share of the work, and took several minutes of rest here and recovered, which is still hard work. I'm still pushing a lot of watts just to sit in. These are strong guys. About to roll back through the lap banner. I'm figuring, we're going to be a good 50-minute time. This concerned me a little bit. I get to the front and I'm doing 330, 340, and I would think somebody might be passing me. And I just kind of hold this gap at 320 to 340. Before, it was like I was fighting to stay on the front at 380. So that did worry me. I remember thinking, oh boy, if the pace comes out of it, if people are really that tired where 320, 330 on the front is not enough to keep off the front, the bees are going to come and catch us. Sit in and recover a little more after that short easy pull. And you'll also notice I picked up the drafting boost. I figure I'm feeling all right, not great, but gonna hold on to it. So once again, I flip onto the rear view and get to the front, and this is the bad pull here. And 450, 460 is too much, and you see this gap open. So this is bad. I mean, I'm doing a lot of work for no one, just for myself. I immediately slow back down, and it looked like the gap was stable when I'm holding 290, 300. So I slow down even more, and you can see it's 16, 18 meters. So I come off the gas. That was just a waste of energy, and it didn't help the group, and just, burned a match. So anyhow, bad pull on my part, kind of a mistake. No point to it, no nonsensical. So I sit in for a long time now. I'm getting tired. These 400 watt pulls are taking their toll on me, and I sit in for a long time now. I don't feel bad for sitting in. I've done a lot of work up front, and I just kind of bounce forward and back through the field, pretty much the rest of the way through this desert, I believe. Yep. Not much to it. And in fact, I get to the front, and here we go up the climb again. This little 3% small ramp. And I just remember all these feathers. I thought, oh my goodness, everybody's got a feather. And this time it was definitely not easy. 350, 360. I'm pushing hard to get up this thing, and it feels like I'm just kind of hanging in the bunch right now, which is good. This is giving me some faith that if everybody can smash this ramp like this, that we've got enough energy left in the group to stay away and keep the pace going. And you can see it does not let up here. We're still over 330, 340. You can also notice my heart rate hitting the mid 170s. I'm all right there for a while. 160s I used to think was me dying. I'm pretty comfortable at 160s, 170s for sustained periods of time. Doesn't seem to bother me too bad anymore. Maybe I'm a little better at suffering now. 180s is where, it really, I can't hold the 180s for too long. So 176, and I'm definitely hurting here, ready for this downhill, ready to take in a little bit of recovery. And I've committed to not working for the next couple minutes after that climb. and you can see the watts even drop below 100 for a short few seconds there. Those are precious seconds of recovery. And I am just sitting in for a good long while, not doing any more work than I need to. Just want to hang with this group and not do more than I have to, and conserve every last ounce possible. And we approach this ramp back up out of the tunnel. I know there's another hard effort coming. I immediately am on it with some of the lead guys. 380, 400 watts coming up and out. This 3% stuff's not real hard, but I know everyone wants to push on every little hill in Zwift. And I don't want to lose speed. I'm feeling much better now. I remember thinking, okay, we're inside a 5K. It's looking good now that we will stay away. I can't say for sure we will. But I'm feeling good. So 2.5K, and I'm feeling like we're going to stay away. And now I start to think about my individual placing. So when I hit the front, I don't take a pull here. I soft pedal at 195 to 230 watts. Let someone else fill in on the front. I'm not going to do work. I'm now thinking, in these last 3 kilometers, how do I position myself for a chance to win this race? And I am conserving energy. I do check back on time to time, see if I'm at the back of the group. But here we go with 1K to go, and now I'm thinking 100% we're sprinting to try and win this race. I have never competed in a group this big, so this would be awesome if I can podium or win even, but if I can podium. So right now, I'm just thinking sit in and give it your best sprint ever. Watching the front here, I was surprised. I would have thought somebody usually tries to go long, 1 kilometer, 800 meter, that sort of thing. I'm keeping a close eye on the front of the race, watching to see if anybody tries to go and make a move. I know there'll be a reaction if they do. Here we are at 400 meters, and I'm ready to pop, and I see this line down the left side form, and I know it's go time. I'm already ramping up over 400 or 500 watts, and I know it's about time to pop the drafting boost and slingshot through everyone. And I get a great run through the field, through the draft, and actually have enough power to hold everyone by a long shot across the line. I was stoked. Get a kit, get a bike for the Olympic Virtual Series, but most importantly of all, a win. Even got the route jersey for fastest route. Lasts me about 50 seconds until the B riders cross the finish line. First time I've ever gotten one of those jerseys. I was beside myself. I wish I would have had a camera on myself. This was so exciting. So do me a favor, guys. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, help the channel out. We'll take a look at power numbers. We can see the 5-second power is 1275, 15-second power is a little over 1,000 watts, 1-minute power 537. Where do I go? 20-minute power is 297. That might be a record for me. And 290 watts for 30 minutes, 1 hour at 255. Thanks.